All right, we're going to do a quick little video here on my drive to my sales appointment to talk about believing in ourselves. I know this is the shit that I've been on and something relative to it for a while. It's very important, and I was listening to a podcast on the way, and I just stopped it because I was like, you know what? I just got to do this, right? So one of the things that I was hearing about on this podcast, which makes sense when you think about it, you know, everything that we do in this world is centered upon what we believe in ourselves, or how we believe in ourselves, or if we believe in ourselves, right? Which, that's something, if you've been a long time listener of mine, that's something that I struggle with, you know? So I'm listening to this podcast, which I'll put the link below for this podcast. It's really been helping me this morning. I got a long drive, so it's helping me to be like awake and aware of what I need to do. And I really think it's worth a listen. And it's from that Impact Theory channel that I listen to a lot. But if you ever listen to one of the videos I recommend, check this one out. It's great. Because it really is, I mean, regardless of whatever we do in this world or whatever path we're on, wherever we're headed, we can't get anywhere if we don't believe in ourselves. And we spend so much time in the monkey mind, in the rat race of life, just getting up and going to work and coming home and winding down, having some drinks to wind down, or whatever it is that you're doing, you know, and we don't spend any time with ourselves. So the big thing is, one of the core ways and easiest ways to build self-confidence and build belief in ourselves is to make promises to ourselves and keep them, right? So I think I may have mentioned one of the promises that I've made to myself recently was a cold shower. So whenever I take a shower, I have a normal, like, warm shower, hot shower, whatever, but then, like, the last 45 seconds to a minute, I go straight cold. And if you're not aware of that, look up cold therapy, what the benefits are of cold exposure, etc. Look up Wim Hof if you don't know about Wim Hof, etc. So it's a good habit, though, right? So me promising to myself that that's what I'm going to do, even when there's some of those days I'm in there and it's about time to turn it to cold, and I'm like, I don't want to do this shit. But it's like the one discipline that's for the betterment of me and my health, my immune system, etc., that I hold myself accountable for. I promised myself that I was going to do it, and I do it. Now, at the same time, it's a pretty easy one to do, right? So just because I stacked that on and now I'm doing that, you know, every day, you know, it's good, and I feel great when I get out of a cold shower. It's an amazing feeling. But like now it's kind of routine, it's kind of habit. So it's good. It's adding benefit to my life, but I need to continue to stack things, promises to myself, keep those promises to myself, and that in turn will make me feel better about myself, right? Like, as simple as if you say, hey man, I'm gonna be there by 1. Don't show up at 1:10, 1:15, whatever, because subconsciously you know that you're fucking late. You know you fucked up, and that's gonna eat at you, even if you don't think about it. Like, subconsciously, it fucking eats at you. So instead, make sure to show up a few minutes early. Target a few minutes early, and then now you're a man of your word or a woman of your word, etc. And it makes you feel good. You stack those things. So the one big one that we all know for me has been the drinking, right? I've gone some days without since my mom passed away a little over a year ago, but I've never gone longer than 7 days without. And there's been a couple times where it was like 2 days or 3 days or 4 days, a few 1 day off scenarios, whatever. And I just get stuck in this loop, and I'll start trying to quit, and then I fall back. But the reality is, the original reason I created this channel was to hold myself accountable for my self-improvement. And whatever we got to do to hold ourselves accountable, we need to do it, right? Because if we want to grow, that's how you grow. Hold ourselves accountable, create new disciplines and promises to ourselves that are for the betterment of ourselves. do them. So there's a lot of changes that I need to make. There's a lot of changes, a lot of us need to make, etc. But I don't want to overwhelm myself with everything at once. But I have to fix this drinking shit. So I'm going to do 14 days off. I don't know if I'm going to do a video every day like I've done before, but I'm calling it 14 days off of drinking. And I'm promising myself, right? I'm just going to do that real quick right now. Phil, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror. Phil, I promise to you that I'm not going to drink for 14 days. Boom. Now, ideally, I'm going to go further than that. But the point right now is I just got to go further than what I've done. Like 7 days is the max. I only do that once. Like I gotta step it up. You know what I mean? So if I ever want to see any improvement, and I know that this directly affects my state of being, my mentality, on a day-to-day basis, it affects my performance in this world, whatever my job is, whatever I'm doing. And even if it's not work related, showing up for friends, showing up for family, etc. So that's my promise to myself. And like I said, I'm going to put the link below. Please check it out. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If anybody wants to jump on this train and promise something else to yourself, whatever it is, whatever your vice is, or even if it's meditation, I talk about that a lot, and I do my own version of it. I do more of it than I've ever done before, but there's plenty more meditation that I can be doing. I think I might be spitting when I'm talking a lot, so I apologize for that. Anyhow, yeah, I got to get my mind together. I know I've talked about it a long time, but this is different because I'm making a promise to myself, and I'm putting it on the YouTube. And I'm not going to delete this video. I'm going to upload it, and it's going to fucking sit there. And if I fuck up, then, subconsciously I have to be like, well, shit. I put it out there and I didn't do it, whatever. Which, on the flip side, there's also, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. It matters what you think about yourself. But the reality is my ultimate goal with this channel is to grow and beat these mental blocks and uncover the layers of shit in my life, my past, and turn the shit around. I don't want to blanket call it self-improvement or motivation or anything of that nature, but I gotta make some changes. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep being in the same exact position that I've been this whole time, my whole life. And granted, I've made a lot of improvements over the past couple of years, but it's time to get this show back on the road. And I was just really inspired by this video, and I'm going to continue listening to it for the rest of my drive, but there was a part that just hit me. And yeah, because I know that if I go 14 days without drinking, and I reach that 14th day, go through it, whatever, I'm going to feel really good about myself. And then when I do a video to recap that 14-day period, that's going to look better too. Like, I know I'm going to feel better about the video. I'm going to feel better about how I look. I'm going to feel better about how I come across in the video. My voice is still fucked up. I had COVID too, by the way. It wasn't terrible. It was debilitating for a couple days, but then after that, it's just been congestion and other weird shit. But I'm still out here operating. $1.50? Thanks. So that's the deal. I know I got a lot of haters out there, and that's fine. You can keep on hating. But this train is gonna keep going. Chew, motherfucking chew, y'all. What are you gonna promise yourself? I'll check back in soon. And I think I'm gonna start doing TikTok videos similar to this platform or concept of like what I'm doing. I've got a TikTok, but I've tried to do some silly shit on there, some of which I find hilarious and my friends find hilarious, but I guess the algorithm doesn't like it. Anyhow, I'm on TikTok with the same name that I have here if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I will be uploading again soon, and hope you're all doing well. You had a good holiday season and a happy new year, and you're off to a good start of fulfilling your purpose and passion on this planet and building your relationship with yourself. Amen. One love. I'll talk to y'all later.
Trust you white in me again. Trust you white. You'll be sorry that your tears will be too light. Trust you white in me again.